Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here. Welcome to the Saturday live stream where we're already having some problems with Elite Dangerous. Tried to log in just a minute before I went live and got this exact same error here. It's saying login failure, game failed to communicate with authentication server. Please check your internet connection and try again in a few minutes. So, I don't know. It's clearly not an issue with my internet connection. And good evening, or good afternoon, evening to all of you folks in chat already. Hey Pete, Andy, Top Blazer, Space Clips, good to see you all. Hopefully we can figure out what's going on here. Does anyone know if Elite servers are just down right now? Maybe we can figure out what's going on. Because I don't know why I can't log into the game. Login lost. Let's see. We'll try this again. I'll put my fancy schmancy cockpit overlay up here for a sec. Servers are not down. Make sure launcher updated. You're in game? Okay. Well, let's see what's going on. I'm not sure why exactly it would not let me in. But we'll find out. We'll get to the bottom of this. Login failure, failed to communicate. Okay, let me check the launcher. Let me make sure that that everything's up to date. Was there an update? I mean, I see up here. You know what? I see update notes, but it just says play on the launcher. I don't see anything that says update the launcher. I'll close the launcher and relaunch the launcher from the launcher. Oh, hey, look at Steam says there is in fact an update. Okay, well, hey, there's an update in Steam. I guess that's the reason why. Yep, that would be why. Steam or Epic, it should say auto update launch. So what did they update? Okay, we're good. We will relaunch the game now. Looks like Steam had to update the client. It's kicking back off. 4 kilobyte update. A 4 kilobyte update is all it takes, right? All right, launcher's loading back up. Hit and play. Should be good to go. 3 days ago my time, 4 days ago yours. Yep, I have not launched Steam or updated my client since last stream. It's been a pretty busy week for me. Work-wise, life-wise. Just got back from a bike ride with my son and my wife. Bought my wife a new bike for Mother's Day. She's pretty happy about that. She was riding my old mountain bike that I bought when I was like 13 years old. Crazy that I still have that thing, mind you. But yeah, it just wasn't a good bike for her. So I decided I would pick her up something for Mother's Day. And I saw how uncomfortable she was on that bike. And I went and bought her a new bike. And my son had been riding around on this little $5 garage sale bargain bike that I bought for him when he was like 3. And so picked him up a little bike as well. Something a little bit more modern. And it's a beautiful day out here in Montreal. All right. Looks like we're good to go. Good to see you all in chat. Big Al, good to see you, brother. Zorro, Mythos. Who else is in here that I haven't said hi to yet? Caught Andy already. Top Blazer, Space Clips, Pete. I saw you all there. In all y'all's in here's. 07 in chat if you're just joining in. Looks like we're good to go now. So I'm going to log in. And we are continuing our space testing adventures. I want to test out a couple of the bigger ships today. So we definitely have to put the Caspian on the test list. We'll check out the Caspian Explorer. I said I wasn't sure if I would fly the Caspian as an exploration ship again if I head back out into the black, but we'll put it through the tests. We'll see how it stands up to the vigors of space testing and probably sacrifice a couple more ships. Anaconda, I think we got to test that one out as well, because we did not get that one on the list last week. So far, here's what we have tested. We have tested Sidewinder, Cobra Mark V, the Crate Phantom, the Mandy, the Lynx, and the Panther, which is what I'm in right now. This honking big ship that just basically failed multiple tests. So I think we could conclusively say that so far, the Panther Clipper is not the exploration ship for anyone who has clumsy flying skills, let's just say. It's not going to last very long if you take it out into the black. They say the game starts faster now. I don't know about that. All right, folks. Let's put it to vote. Are we going to test the... Let's see. Are we going to test the Caspian or the Anaconda as our next sacrifice to the Creator of Souls? What would you guys like to see? Caspian or Anaconda first? Hey, Syrian. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Caspian or Anaconda? Which one's going to be first on the chopping block? We're going to have to try one of these two. I mean, we have a couple other big ships, too. I don't know if anyone would fly a Type 10. I think we talked about that last week. It's kind of like more of a meme ship. But we have the Caspian. We have the Anaconda. Those are definitely two exploration ships. Anaconda has the best view from the cockpit. Okay. Yeah, I'm down. Let's buy an Anaconda. Done and done. And let's see. What's that view look like? Oh, yes, you are right, Zorro. Man, and you know what? There's so many explorers using Anaconda. I don't think I was able to afford it when I first set out. I could barely afford my ASP, which is why it's still like pretty much stock. Yeah, not a bad view at all. Look at that. Completely unobstructed in the front. Lots of windows on the sides. And you're in a center console seat, too. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I like that. That's going to get a pretty decent score on the view rating. All right. Let's head out, or let's do our outfitting first, and we'll get it all stacked up. How y'all's week been? How's everyone been doing this week? What's new and improved and moving and shaking while we go ahead and outfit this ship? Do tell. Okay, let's store that. So we're just going to do the same outfitting as we did. We get rid of our weapons. We will make sure... Oh, God, that is so slow. We are going to make sure that we have our mandatory heatsink, of course. Throw that on there. It remembers you a view from Lada Sputnik. All right. And our shield booster, mandatory OA shield booster. We'll get this ship up to par with the rest of the test ships that we've done so far. Power plant, did we put 8D or 8A in? Was it a D rated or an A rated power plant? I don't remember. I'll leave that one. I'll let you guys comment on that in chat to remind me what we were doing with the power plant. Thrusters, we are doing A's. So we got a 7A. It was D? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Replace 8D. I still don't get the order of this. Why does it put it in this order? Makes no sense to me. I hope you guys don't hear my son screaming his head off. He keeps calling out for my wife like some little maniac. Of course, he is a maniac, so that makes sense. You're like 8A, 8B, 7A, 8C, 7B, 6A. Like, what is this order? How does this make any sense? Hey, Aquatic. Plan is to smash up a couple of big ships today. We're starting with the Anaconda. That was the at least semi-popular vote. There was really only like 2 votes, but that's good enough for me. And we're going to smash the Anaconda, and we are going to test the Caspian, and we're going to see how they handle under stress. Let's put in our big honker of a frameshift 6A SCO. You got D in Sidewinder, all the others were A. Yes, we are still ship testing. I mean, we never did finish the complete lineup. These are the last 2, I think, though. Once we finish these 2, I don't think we have any more ships to throw this test at least. So I think we're going to be good after this. After that, it's going to be a couple more unlocks to get the ship ready for exploration. And we'll have our answers. We'll know which ship that we should be, which one we should actually be flying. Life support, 5D. Is that what I did? I put a D in the Sidewinder, and then I put an A in all the others? For power plant? Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Probably be a D in all of them should be the right way to do it. What's the difference in that, though? Let's see. 8D versus 8A. It's just going to be... Oh, it's 80 tons heavier, the 8A. So, yeah, definitely it would have been a D for exploration. As long as it can handle it, of course. You've been going from system to system looking for a grade 3 Artemis suit. Any luck? Why do you have to go system to system to look for that, Aquatic? Power distributor. 8D. Let's slap that bad boy on here. 8D. Sensors, definitely a D. Fuel tank, we're good. Okay, optionals. Does this thing come with a fuel scoop? It does not. The biggest... Oh, here. We got a class 5... Ooh, it's class 5 military? Oh, class 5 empty internal. Here we go. So, class 5 fuel scoop. That's going to be a 5A. You can just farm and do upgrades. So what, you can go around and just buy one? You'll find some for sale in random systems? Is that... Like, I don't quite get that. Remember, complete noob to the whole suit thing, so... what's the deal with that? You could just find one in a system somewhere for sale? Is it like a players can sell it or something? Or is it just random? Shield generator. We'll put on a D. 6C, 6C. Oh, we're doing bi-weave. Where the heck? 6D. There we go. 6D. You could just find them randomly? That's so weird. Oh, there you go. Thread on the forums for reporting already upgraded suits and weapons. So, like, where are you finding them? In stations? At the suit vendors? Is that what you're doing? You just go to every station and check the suit vendor to see what they're selling, and some of them will sell higher grades than others? Yeah, because I mean, I would imagine that would be like logged somewhere on a website, right? We'll get rid of this cargo rack. We'll throw on... Oops, we'll put it in a 4. We're going to put our vehicle bay. Planetary vehicle hangar. For G, was it? G or H? Yeah, the G. Alright, there we go. Oops. Did not finish. Should not have returned back here. Alright, here we go. We are going to load up our mandatory SRVs, of course. Scorpion and Scarab. What are we missing? We've got the shield generator, we've got the fuel scoop, oh, hang on, I think I know what we're missing. We are missing our sensor, surface scanner, we need that, DSS. It's random, but it's persistent for a week over all players. Okay, and then what, it just kind of like switches up? So you have to go explore again, try to figure out where you can buy it next time. We also need our repair limpets. Oh, we need research limpets. Research controller limpet. We need the Oh, I can't put that there. That's military. Here we go. We'll put the repair limpet. And that'll be a 5A. And then we're just missing the AFMU. Throw on one of those. And I think that's it. I think that's all the modules that we put on. So we've got AFMU, repair, fuel scoop, research. We got our bays. We've got the DSS. We've got all the random crap that's generally there. We have got our 5D, 6A, 7A, 6D. Probably don't need the lightweight alloys. Could probably remove that, but whatever. We'll leave it on there for fun. Fuel tank is fine. Well, fuel tank, we could probably replace that too, right? I'm just gonna go... no, we can't. Okay, never mind. I thought there might be like a 5D, but that doesn't matter. This is all good. Utility, we've got our 2 little extras there, and we got no guns. So we're good. Second AFMU. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I was putting a second. I mean, that's what I would do if I was building an exploration ship. I would put 2 AFMUs, but that wasn't what we were doing for the testing. Probably because not all the ships can support that, so I was just putting 1 AFMU. You're in your first real expedition. Normally just wander the black, heading to Beagle. Decided it's such a thing as enough stratum tectonus, so now chasing the SRV bingo. Gone from 12% yesterday. Yeah, so it's exobiology bingo. Is that what you mean? That is a long bingo card to fill out there, friend. All right, I think that we are good. Let's take a look at our Anaconda. Here it is. So the Anaconda, I would probably say this was the exploration ship of choice years ago. And it's a honker. Look at the size of this thing. Now, is it going to survive? We don't... 910. Yeah, you got a lot of scans left, man. And apparently you got to go like all over the galaxy for that, right? So each different sector of the galaxy has the potential to spawn certain things, and you can't find some stuff in other areas of the galaxy as opposed to a different place. So you got a lot of jumping to do. That's going to be fun, Big Al. In fact, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to doing once I do go back out exploring again, is filling out my bingo card. I don't think I'm anywhere near 15%. I think I'm at like 9 right now. All right. So, does the Anaconda survive our test today? Just to remind you that as far as the tests have gone so far, and if you are just joining in, or if you're watching this post, this is where we're at for the ships that we have tested. So we started with the Sidewinder, and we did small, medium, large ships. Now we're definitely on the large. Started with Sidewinder, Cobra Mark V, Crate Phantom, the Mandy, the Lynx, and the Panther. Today we're going to do Anaconda and Caspian, and we are testing ships to see how well they survive the blunders of space exploration. And by blunders, I mean you completely screwed up and did something absolutely devastating and stupid. So we're crashing into planets, we're smashing into terrain, we're accidentally boosting into terrain, we are dropping out of the sky with FA off, we're trying to overheat ourselves in stars coronas, and all that fun stuff. We're also testing visibility, so that is by far the easiest test to do, and we are going to start with that as soon as we launch out of the station here, and we're going to do a quick visibility check. From a visibility standpoint, the Cobra Mark V and the Mandy are actually the top-rated ones right now, and I'm not going to lie. from what I'm seeing here on the Anaconda, this is looking like a top competitor in that category. Let's see. I mean, look at this. Completely unobstructed view of the front. Now, it's not perfect. I have yet to see a 5-on-5 for visibility, because you can't see down on the Anaconda, right? So that's an automatic minus on points there. It can't be a 5. Am I going to test the DBX? I mean, we can. Once we do Caspian and Anaconda, if there's any ships left over that you guys want me to test, I will be glad to go back and test them. So long as you're enjoying watching me blow them up and you want to see kind of like how that fits into the ranks, I will go ahead and I will test the hell out of them. Oops, I scratched the paint job a little bit there. We have a pretty standard, you know, testing system now, so it'll give us an idea. Oh, I was like wondering why I'm going so slow. Normally I get a ticket for speeding out of the station. Alright, so visibility check. I mean, the forward view. If we were just rating this on what you saw looking straight ahead, I would think the Anaconda would win. Because it's completely unobstructed. Completely. I mean, look at that. Completely unobstructed. I mean, save for a tiny little bit, if you look just a little bit to the left or right, that is completely and utterly unobstructed. That's beautiful. Man, that is really spectacular. And if you look over this way, I mean, that is quite the view out the side panels here as well. Let's just see this. I can't turn my pilot's head anymore, but I mean, look at that. There's even windows beyond my view back there. Yeah, this thing has a really great canopy. But like I said, the only downside is there's nothing down below. So if you're doing exobiology and you're flying over a planet's surface, which, I mean, we'll see how well it handles planet surfaces shortly, you're not going to be looking down. I don't see the Anaconda being a very good ship for exobiology bouncing. You know, one bacteria patch to the next, because you just won't see him, right? So in that respect, it's a 0. It's a complete loss. But for everything else, yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and say that it is definitely a 4 for visibility. Let's add our Anaconda on here. And we'll put 4 for visibility. Because that's an impressive view. I would give it a 5 if it had something to see down below. It would be a 5 in my books. And I mean, just this alone, honestly, just this alone is making me rethink my whole exploration strategy. We'll see. Hey, Pawn. How's it going, bud? Fit and explore with passenger cabins. Red vented. All right. So, our first stop, as for the usual testing, is going to be Shinrarta A1. Let's head on over and see how well the Anaconda does in its very first tests of durability, right? You know, just the fact that it took a while for the ship to kind of like line up and get its momentum going forward when I pulled up to that waypoint, I don't know how much we should expect out of this. We'll see. I mean, it's a big ship. It's pretty damn heavy. It has a lot of inertial mass, I think, in this thing. I don't know how well it's going to pull up. And I don't think aerodynamics are going to save it just one bit when we put this to the test. We'll see. Frame shift drive operating beyond safety limits. I hit SCO and it told me frame shift drive is operating beyond safety limits. Is that normal? How come I don't remember any other ship doing that when you hit SCO? That's not normal, is it? Does any other ship actually do that, or is that part of the 4KB patch? It's a tough ship. Well, apparently not when you hit SCO. I mean, maybe I'm like just going completely senile here, but I just don't remember it saying that. Old ship FSD operating beyond safety limits. Yeah, it's like, oh, you put an SCO on this thing? No, 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 no. Careful. So what does that mean, though? Does that mean that my FSD is going to take damage because I'm using SCO? It's still at 100%. We'll have to test that. I think that's, I mean, that's just going to be like a separate test. We'll have to see if running SCO is actually causing damage to the frameshift drive because this is an old ship. If that's the case, I don't know. That's kind of... Yeah. Should have gaslighted me. Right, right. You probably should have. It's par for the course for this crowd, isn't it? All right. Landing test number 1. 1G planet, Anaconda. It won't damage modules, but it'll buck like a bull. Okay. Well, with that I mean, that we could test. As long as it's not damaging the modules, right? Nobody wants... okay, 57 degrees. Here we go. 4 pips in... Nope, 4 pips in engines, 2 in shields. We're good to go. And we're going to see how the Anaconda does on landing test number 1. First test, 1G. Coming right up. Place your bets, folks. Oh, by the way, Starn, good to see you. Thanks for joining in today. Appreciate it. 57 degrees. Almost... you know, is this the normal terrain that we go down on? Yeah, I guess it is. It's pretty close. Anaconda will explode on crash. That is exactly what I am thinking. Okay, throttles to full. Throttles to full, folks. We're coming down for a landing. How is she gonna handle it? Throttle to full. Wait till it hits 1.2 kilometers. Here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Landing gear down. Pulling up. Thrusters vertical. Up, 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 up. Or belly flopping. It is a big... Oh! Oh, what? Did you see the explosion? What was that? Okay. That was new. None of the other ships, when they take damage, explode like... I mean, okay, granted, it didn't explode, but there was, like, fire and explosions there. That was, like, actual explosion took place. Wow. 85% hull. Yeah, I mean, not bad for the 1G planet. We have 2 other planets to test. I thought I blew up 2. I was like, holy crap. At first I was like, oh, it survived, and then the explosion happened, and I thought, oh, that's it. It's game over. On 1G. Exploded the ammo compartment? I don't know what just exploded there. Any ideas? Developers really love the Anaconda, so they added explosions and visible damage? Are you serious? Hold on a second. Let's take a look. Oh my god! You're right! There actually is visible damage! Oh, that's great! Look at that! Wait, is this like an open compartment? Is this always... I don't remember if this is always open or if like a panel flew off here or something. Hold on, let's see what other damage it's taken. Is there any other damage? Okay, so there's damage on the sides here. Look at that. That's all smashed up. That's smashed up. Like I said, I don't remember if there's supposed to be a panel over this or if this is always open like this. I feel like it wouldn't be. I'm flying an apartment building. Old school, old school effects. Artifact of being one of the first ships designed. Nothing else has it. Okay, wow. It's an always open panel? Okay, so I thought maybe like that would have been kind of cool. You watch like panels flying off your ship. But that's awesome. I did not know that. I mean, quite literally, look, the metals, the hull is like actually bent and twisted metal here. Now, wait, is it the same on both sides? No, it's not. The damage on that side's over there near the front. The damage on this side is over here near the back. Wow, this thing bent. It bent like a tin can when it hit. Just completely warped. The flying brick is the Type 7. Yeah, no kidding. Well, I mean, it survived. Okay, we gotta mark it down. 87 it only lost 15% hull. So 1G lost 15% hull. Okay. Let's see how it lands. Hold on, I'll put the landing gear up. Whew. I mean, okay, it survived. Full speed, landing gear down, come to a stop. Let's see how quickly we can get a landing here.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh my god. Oh, it's heavy and clunky. I don't like it. All right. Oh, hey, look at that. We got a landing spot. Not bad. Pretty quick. Although it's not locking in. Come on, lock in. Let's go. Oh, the vertical thrusters suck on this thing. I mean, you may as well just be like blowing on the ground trying to push yourself up. Okay, there we go. We're locked. Let's see. What's the footprint on this thing look like? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it's wide. Wait, are these landing gear? Does it have like little side landing gears on it? It's just like grabbing on everywhere. Okay, it's got like big landing gear. Ooh, okay. Wow, I did not realize that. It has multiple landing gear. This isn't tripod. It's a sexpod. Sexpod? Is that what it would be called? It's quadrupedal with the little extra ones in the middle, which would make it 6 landing pads, I think. That's interesting. Just slam it down. Yeah, I did. Hey, Talby. Good to see you. It's the only ship with the damage model, yeah. In this case, there should be no landing gear anymore. Yeah, I mean, technically, it's the landing gear that should have taken the brunt of that damage, right? Because I literally just belly flopped it down with the landing gear. Okay, let's do a quick second landing test and see how quickly the second landing spot pops up. So we'll landing gear away. We will fly forward. Actually, you know what? Let me give it a little boost. We'll pick another spot, and then we'll see how well she lands. Okay, landing gear down. Reverse thrust. Let's see, get to a stop, and we'll see. Oh my god, it's so slow. It is so slow, slowing down. Oh my god, this thing's... I think this flies worse than the Panther, to be honest. Look at that, it's like barely wants to stop. Okay. Come on, let's see. Don't smash into the ground, I'm not pushing down. I'm literally pulling up on the vertical thrust. How much does this weigh in comparison to the Panther? Is someone in station right now? Or can someone just do like a quick check? What's the weight difference between the Panther Clipper and the Anaconda? It's struggling to find a new landing spot now. It's gonna get a bad score on the landing, obviously. Oh, there's one there. There's one there, but it's got so much inertia, like it's hard to slow down. Panther Clipper's 1,200 tons hull mass. And what's the Anaconda? I mean, I can check, obviously, but I'm trying to find a landing spot. Unsuccessfully. Oh, there, we got one. Okay. Ugh. Landing. I'm I'm going to say it was just as bad as the Panther. It's a 1. That was way too long to find a landing spot. All right. Let's do our terrain clipping, and then we will boost into the terrain and see how she holds up. We're already at 85% hull. Anaconda's 400 tons, and the Panther's 1,200, and this thing flies worse? With A-grade thrusters? I mean, like, look at it. That's maximum vertical thrust right now. It's so slow. Am I just not remembering the Panther being worse? I felt like... I mean, the turn speed, everything. Yeah, it kind of feels worse. All right. Let's do some terrain clipping and see how it holds up. We'll get maximum speed and we'll clip right up against this here. So we're at 85, 100% shields. Let's do a little side swipe right here. Oops. Oh, shields held up pretty good. Yeah, no issues there at all. Lost 10% shields. We'll see how it does on the terrain boost. Yeah, we'll just do the terrain boost. Where are we gonna boost into? That little piece of land right over there looks good. Should give us time to reach maximum speed. Let me minimize this a little bit. Keep in mind, PC Mark II is a much newer ship. Like comparing a modern Ford Titan with a Ford Angela. I hate to say it, Big Al, but I have no idea what either one of those vehicles are. I'm Canadian and I live in the city. Well, kind of in the city. I live just outside the city. Not a lot of folks drive trucks around here. If you can compare that to some kind of, you know, city-type vehicle, I will have a much better idea of what you're referring to. And I thought that mountain was a lot closer than it is. All the new ships are OP. Can't compare them to legacy ships. Yeah, but isn't the Panther a new ship? I thought the Panther was a new ship. So, and I mean, okay, yeah, I guess that would make sense then, because it is like 3 times the mass, and it seems to handle the same way as the Anaconda. Oh, come on, like, I really thought that mountain was a lot closer. It's gonna take a while to get there. And sorry about that, Big L. I'll have to, like, Google search those. Yeah, Panther is new. I remember them talking about the Panther. In what year did they release the Panther? Because I remember there was chatter about the Panther being added into the game. So that means they must have been talking about it a long time ago. But when did they actually put it into the game? Anaconda uses leaf suspension. Panther Clipper Mark II is air suspension. Just new technology. Well, that kind of makes sense. That's the mountain we're going to boost into. So we're going to queue up the boosting into mountain here momentarily. It does fly really slow too. I am not sure how I feel about the Anaconda. I mean, gosh, I love this view. I really do. I wish more ships had this. Like, why they don't? I don't even know. All right. Time to boost into terrain. Let's get a little closer here. We are at 85% hull. Nope, not going to repair to 100%. I don't have anyone to repair me, so we are just going to do the boost. Here goes. Oh, accidentally hit the boost. Oh no. 69%, not bad. And there's that explosion again. I mean, I don't know, that alone is almost worth it for this ship. Just the fact that it's got like animations in there, that's great. You know, Pun, obviously you're an older guy. You know how I can tell? Because us old folks would laugh at 69. If it was younger folks, they'd be like, 6'7", 6'7". That's what they would get excited about. generational gap right there. Yeah, pretty tanky. Down to 69. I mean, it did lose 100% of the shields, but not too bad on the hull. Not too bad on the hull. 16% hull loss. Lost 16% hull. Oops. Put that onto the terrain boost. Lost 16% hull. It's an active armor. Yes, the test that I have been doing has been 4 pips to engines, 2 pips to shields. That's it. The reason is because I don't want to have to start remembering which pips for which tests, so I've just put 4 pips in engines because most of the big damage tests are actually on the landing, and I'm trying to give the engines as much chance of surviving as possible. And unfortunately, that just has not been the case for some of the ships. Reactive armor on Explorer ships is insanity. Well, what do you mean by reactive armor? It's reacting to what? Is it self-healing? That would be pretty cool. Let's see if we took more damage now. It does look like we have a bit more damage now. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, there's so much more damage now. That's amazing. Look at this. Oh, and we're sparking, and oh, there's damage on the bottom, too. Oh, the whole thing is falling apart. Look at that. So why did they stop doing this? So, I mean, these are bent. That one's bent. Armor's all falling apart. So what, did they just not do this on any of the newer ships? There's no, like, animated armor damage? I think they wanted damage and these cool animations on all ships, but they likely became pretty stagnant and boring. It's layers of explosives to protect the incoming projectiles. I mean, sure. I guess that kind of makes sense. No, it looks awesome, though. It kind of reminds me, I'm not going to lie, like, it reminds me of how my my Asp Explorer looked when I came home from all of that exploration. Like, it was just, it looked like it had been put through the ringer, scratched up to hell. Why can't I pull up here? Okay, there we go. That was weird. I mean, it was scratched. It had a couple of sparks coming out of it. It was just in bad shape all around. 1969 in Playboy cartoon woman said, "Are we going to hear that all year?" Yeah. That's what I've been saying about 6-7 since last summer when my son started going to kindergarten. Literally. Just non-stop. They rerouted dev resources to all of their other games. Maybe they'll concentrate on Elite for a while now. Yeah, who knows? You never know. Alright, why is my game, like, not responding? What's going on here? Oh, okay. There we go. Something's wrong. Oh, maybe it's my controller? Yeah, my controller plug was flaking out on me. Alright, let's get over to system number 2 and we'll do the remainder of the tests and see how she does. What the hell? It was here. HR 4979. Let's go. I mean, it's taken a fair bit of damage, but it's pretty tanky. I mean, it looks like it's in terrible shape, mind you. I don't know what shape it's going to be in once this is all done. Why is the nose going down? David Bravent demonstrated ship damage on Anaconda, and that was the last time we ever saw it, folks. I think Star Citizen does a pretty good job at dynamic ship damage, doesn't it? Again, one of the reasons why I would love for Star Citizen to actually succeed. Oh my god! Okay, I've like lost control of the ship. Well, this is perfect for the test, I guess. I can't fly. Oh, there we go. Okay, I keep losing control of the ship for some reason, but we got exactly what we needed. I did not see what the temperature spike was, but that's okay. We are still going to do the heat test and put the Anaconda to the flame of the sun. Once this FSD cools down. Alright. Where is my heat test? Heat. Here we go. So the worst ship was the Panther at 139, and the best ship was the Cobra Mark V at 60% heat. Let's see how the Anaconda does.
Frameshift drive charging.
70, 80, 90, 100. Eesh. It's not looking good. 29, 32, 34, 37, 39, 41. It's the worst. 44, 46. That's the worst of all of them. And we took 1%. No, the 1% hole was from the crash. Right, never mind. 146. 146% heat. That's brutal. 146. Well, apparently the old ships can't handle the heat. They can't take the heat. You were watching Space Tomato playing SC earlier. He was testing 4.8. There were issues. Issues, of course. Of course there's issues. Star Citizen, the whole game is a bug. It's one giant bug. They're trying to find the non-bugs within it. You'd have an easier time, you know, just categorizing all the bugs than you would finding things that actually work. All right. How do you explode from heat damage? If you sustain heat damage long enough, you start to take internal damage on your modules. In fact, let's see. I mean, look at this. Here's 97, 96, 92, 88 on the cargo hatch. 78 on Super Cruise Assist. I don't know how much of this was from the physical damage. I would say a lot of it probably did occur from the heat damage as well. We're not documenting it though, so it's a little bit hard to say, you know, with any degree of certainty how much is from what. If your power plant blows, yeah. If your power plant blows, you're in big trouble. All right. We are going to the first of the two landing planets, which would be A4 right over here. And I don't know. I mean, I don't feel too confident that the Anaconda is going to survive 1.5 Gs. We'll see. And we'll test the SCO on the way over there too, just see just how much it bucks. But Jesus, the ship turns so slow. Holy crap. No, I guess we're not testing SEO. We're a little bit too close. Let's see. Yep. Well, you can see just how bad it is to turn. I've literally got the joystick pulled all the way back. I'd say it's about as crappy as the Panther. Maybe better. Maybe a little bit better right here. A little bit better than the Panther Clipper. But still really crap turning on the Anaconda. Let's see how she handles 1.5 Gs. 1.5 G landing. Yeah, the cargo hatch is the first one to go, right? Much of the undercarriage. Yeah, if you have a higher class power plant, that's going to be better. It manages heat more. But we're trying to keep our tests as standard as possible, right? Oh boy. I don't know how I feel about this one. I do not know. You blew up in a white dwarf from heat damage in an Anaconda? I thought every ship blows up in a white dwarf. I thought that's just like the way it is. If you hit that exclusion zone, you're hooped. No and ifs or buts about it. Oh, pips, yes, thank you. Thank you, Jasper. Pips corrected. We are ready for test number 2. 1.5 Gs. Let's remember we are at 68% hull now. Hey, folks over on Twitch, good to see you. I have both Twitch and YouTube streams up here, so feel free to leave an 07 in chat, and I will gladly say hello. Oh, okay. And for those of you who are just joining in right now and you're wondering, what are we doing today? Are we going to land on this planet? Well, we're going to try to land on this planet, but that is not necessarily the goal. The goal is to test these ships to see how well they handle under screw-ups. And we've been testing for the last 3 weeks all kinds of different ships. We're now onto the large ships. Anaconda is the next victim here, unfortunately, for this ship, because I don't think it's going to bode very well on this test. We're testing right now on a 1.5G planet, and our testing situation is we go full throttle at 57 degrees straight down, and at 1.2 kilometers, I don't know why I picked that, 1.2 kilometers, deploy landing gear, pull up, and try to see if the ship is going to survive. And we'll see what's going to happen here in just about 2 kilometers. Most of the ships have survived. Mostly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pulling up, pulling up, pulling up. Nope, it's pancaking, boys. Pancake time. Oh, look at that, though. It is a tank. Wow, it bounced really high. It's still bouncing. It bounced almost 400 meters. Okay, not bad. 68 to 55. That... 68 down to 55. That was 1.5 Gs. What did we lose? 13%. Not too shabby. Did you guys expect that? Did you guys think that it was going to hold up like that? I thought it was just going to do way worse, honestly. I thought it was going to crash and burn. Let's head over to the 3G planet. Oops, that's not. Wrong map. It moved the planet. I think it did. That's something we should check. We'll check the orbital axis and tilt of the planet before and after these crash tests. No, we cannot comply. We need to fly away from the planet a little bit. It's actually a football field long? How Raxlow was created. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. Alright, where is our other planet that we're going to? Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. It's kind of what it needs. Oh! Oh! Okay, I wasn't expecting that. That was not one of the tests. It just took so long to wind up the SEO. I was like, oh, it's taking its time. This ship is so slow. It's a good test, though. And I mean, look at that. It only lost 1% hull. Love it. Love it. All right. We're good. Everything's fine. This is fine, guys. This is fine. We should see how much more... While we're waiting for the frame shift to cool down. Oh my god. I feel like... Look, there's like pieces falling off the ship. Oh, it's in bad shape. She's in bad shape, guys. It's just getting worse and worse. The Anaconda is literally falling apart. Falling apart and yet still holding on better than most ships. Look at that. All right. Maybe another look at the internals? Yeah, okay. We'll take a look at the internals. Let's see. It's still over 90. Still doing good. Yeah. No, we're golden on that one. I think that it was the heat that caused that damage. I don't think it was the crashing. I'm pretty sure it was just the heat.
Frameshift drive charging.
I wish we could, like, inspect the modules, like, physically inspect them, like, walk around or, you know, float around the ship and check them out. You would expect more with that ring. I mean, I will say the braking power on this thing. I would love if SCO would just smash you right through the rings. I mean, I get emergency braking. I get it. They don't want people to just blow up their ships. Why not? That was a bone move that I just did, and I deserve to be blown up. I've SCO'd right into the rings of the planet. I should be dead. I don't know what kind of emergency stop lets me stop. In SCO, going multiple times the speed of light, I could just insta-stop on a dime, but going down to the planet, I can't? Like, come on. I prefer realism over that type of mechanic. Let me die. That's just let the ship explode in all of its glory from my stupidity. I'm okay with that. I deserve it. I'm sure you guys would have been okay with that, right? You got internal module damage? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was all from the heat. Now I'm curious though. How would you guys feel about that level of realism where you actually could fly into a planet in SCO or into the rings or into a sun? Would that make a difference to you in terms of how you play? And should that be a thing? Not that they're ever going to add it in, but just you know, from player to player. You'd prefer that too? Yeah, right? Punish me for my stupidity. You predict 33% hull after this pancake? Okay, well this is the 3-ish G planet, 2.87 I believe it was. 3 Gs. You expect your navigation computer to handle it? Yeah, sure. I mean, that's another way to mitigate that type of stupidity, is just have a navigation computer. You would play more careful, right? Thank you, Aeronaut. That's what I would do too. I would certainly be more careful. It would make SCO a little bit of risk and reward, right? Okay, we're at 54%. The Anaconda is a tank. I mean, so far it's been a beast. We're down to 54%, and we've crashed multiple times. So, we'll see. It could definitely take the hits. The question is, can it really take the hits? Because this 3G planet is, it's a doozy. All right, throttle is max, 57 degrees, down bubble, folks. Here we go. For science. Come on, Andy, you can do it. You could do it. I believe in you. We're coming down hard. I mean, it's a definite belly flop. 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pulling up, landing gear down. Oh, we're belly flopping. We're doing it. Oh, we're not doing it. Nope. That is failed at 54% hull. Failed at 54% hull remaining. Remaining. There we go. Minus 50. Let's see. What other ships? So the Lynx took 50%. The Crate Phantom lost 44. The Cobra Mark 5 lost 38. Sidewinder 23. Panther failed. Anaconda failed. But the Panther failed at... Oh, it failed on a small bounce, and it was down to 5%. So I think the Panther is still the worst for that. But 54%, that's the biggest hit so far of all the other ships. Yeah, dead. Dead, 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 dead. Use a Star Trek analogy. You're comparing warp to impulse drive when comparing FSD to SCO to normal flight. Well, yeah. But I mean, in Star Trek, they certainly wouldn't want to use impulse or warp speed into a planet, right? All right. What other test? Well, we have to bring the Anaconda back because we're going to need to still do the handling test. So we will redeploy. Confirm. Pawn. What's up, Pawn? Pawn, 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 pawn. What's up, brother? Can I give you a Thargoid sensor? I don't even know what a Thargoid sensor is. You tell me. Can I? And am I going to use Mark II when testing the Caspian? Oh, Mark II thrusters? So the testing variables are we take the stock ship and we give it A-rated thrusters of whatever version it has. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're trying to just say, okay, if a new commander came into the game and they just went out and bought this ship and they only had enough money to upgrade a few of the modules to, you know, at least A grade without doing any engineering or anything, how would this ship fare? So if it comes with Mark II thrusters, E or D or C or whatever, I will upgrade that to an A. If it does not come with Mark II thrusters, I will take whatever thruster model it has and I will upgrade that to an A. That's the plan. And Pawn, when you say, can you give me a Thargoid sensor? And you're saying you got one from Threat 9 signal source. I don't quite understand. I don't have a Thargoid sensor, so I can't give you anything. Can't help you there.
You are clear of the station. Have a safe trip, Commander.
If I had one, I would give it to you. But unfortunately, I do not. All right. We got to get back down there. Got to get back down and do our handling test. I'm not hopeful of the sub 50 meter handling test in this thing. It kind of sucks. You got attacked by 2 flower-looking ships and lost the Thargoid sensor. That is why you should not be getting attacked by Thargoids. Is it the armored plating on the Caspian that helps to avoid landing issues? I don't think so. I mean, so when I bought the Caspian, it said something about... hold on one second. Do I have the planet targeted? No. We got to go back here. It said something like the Caspian has some new type of thrusters that lets it come in at a steeper angle. I don't know if that's stock on the ship or if that's just the one that I purchased, because keep in mind I did buy for real money. I pre-purchased it to get access to it early. Named mine the Caspian non-lander. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out how well it handles the landing. Alright, hey, we could test out SCO here proper now. Look at this! It's overheating in SCO! Yo, what? Okay, I literally just took heat damage from SCO. That's crazy. Is that supposed to happen on the Anaconda? Like SCO and overheat yourself? That's terrible. You're not going to be using SCO on this thing in that case. All old ships overheat in SCO? Yeah, Apollo Lander was easier to land, no kidding. All old ships overheat in SCO. So even the Caspian Explorer is going to overheat if I put an SCO drive on it. You can recommend taking a sun bath in a white dwarf jet. I've done that before, Shadow. Been there, done that. Didn't work out so well for me or my ship. I got a very nice tan, though. It was a beautiful tan in about 0.01 seconds. And then I cried because it was the first time I blew up a ship in 10 years. So call it Caspian Explorer, terrible heat capacity. The Caspian Explorer. I can think of worse names, honestly. Alright, let's get back down to this 3G planet without blowing ourselves up. So we could do the handling test. The Caspian Explorer. Oh, man. So, well, I mean, like, what's the purpose of that, then? Why would you have every old ship overheat using an SCO? That just literally makes every old ship completely useless for exploration. Unless you're you're either an idiot or you're just a sucker for punishment and you want to hurt yourself flying 300,000 light seconds to get to a planet, right? Like, yeah, I got nothing better to do. I'll just fly there. Just like we did like 6 years ago. Why would they make it so that all the old ships overheat? Can they not just install a heat management module in those things? New ships are SCO optimized. That's a topic I should debate with Yamix. I don't want to debate any topics with Yamix. I mean, I'm on Yamik's side. I'm sure we would take the exact same side on that. So it wouldn't even be a debate. It would, if I had to debate it, I'd have to like play devil's advocate and just come up with some ridiculous reason why they shouldn't. You can't, you could use heat sinks in SCO? I didn't think you could use heat sinks while you're in SCO. I didn't think you could use heat sinks while you're in Super Cruise. I mean, test. T-E-S, test. Are you saying test or yes with a typo? Because or both words are typos. Federal Corvette's a great ship. Can fire once every 10 seconds for 10 seconds. Yeah, but then you constantly have to synthesize heat sinks. You can? You could shoot heat sinks while you're in Super Cruise and SEO. Okay. And we're not bullshitting me right now. Like, that's an actual thing. Because I know how you guys are. No joke. Alright, we're gonna do a proper landing here. We're gonna do like an actual landing, not a pancake belly flop explodey landing. And see how we do. I mean, yeah. I don't have any of the fire groups defined, so I can't technically test it right now. Let's see. Fire group, heat sink. Oh, yeah. Okay. Look at that. You can. Yes, they do. Confirmed. You guys aren't completely nuts. I need to hotkey heat sinks. I probably do have it hotkeyed somewhere, and I just haven't really had much of a need to use them, so I don't remember what hotkey it is. That's okay. Thargoids don't spam chaff and banks relentlessly. Alright. Proper landing here. Look at this. No belly flop. How nice. So, how's it going to handle? How is it going to handle? Wow, look at that. If you're not coming down like an idiot, you can actually get the ship to level off at 4 kilometers and not pancake and belly flop. How nice. Alright. let's get down to sub 50 meters and let's see how the Anaconda handles that terrain right there. That looks like our test bed. It is coming down though. It is really coming down. Okay, I gotta nose up. I'm gonna boost. Nope. Nope. It couldn't even handle. It couldn't even handle a really nice shallow descent. And I had vertical thrust on, and it still crashed into the ground on 3Gs. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm losing it. Crazy. Okay, we'll let the shields come back up. Wow. I was coming in so shallow there, and the ship just kept dropping like a rock. Well, we're kind of back where we started in terms of the initial damage, so... You landed the Anaconda on 11.2 G world. Did you have to take a 1% descent rate the entire way down? Like, how did you do that, Andy? 0.5 degree micro gimbal. Alright. Shields are online. Let's give her some juice. 4 pips to engines. And let's get sub 50 and see what kind of handling this thing has. It's weird though with the Anaconda to tell how high off the ground you are because the entire ship is underneath you. Like the canopy is literally up top, the cockpit's up top. So, like, I'm 20 meters, okay. I mean, it's not crashing into the ground now, at least. But I don't think it's gonna pull up here. Let's see. Let's see. I can't stay below 50 meters if I want to pull up. Yeah, okay. Let's see, 45 degree. A little bit of a love tap there. Just a little bit of a kiss on the ground. I mean, you could stay pretty close to the ground. It's handling pretty good for this. It always surprises me how the ships can handle, you know, low altitude flight with relative ease. You know, sub 50 doesn't seem to be an issue. It's handling quite nicely, actually, compared to some of the smaller ships that just can't handle it at all. But it is very hard to kind of gauge how close you are to the ground because of the fact that you're carrying an entire football field underneath your ass. But staying sub 50 seems to be okay. And the handling's not bad. I mean, vertical thrust is actually keeping me afloat. What is that? Is that a fumarole right there? It is. Oh. Pull up. Okay. Handling. Let's see. How do we rate this handling? I'm gonna give it average. I don't think it was bad. Average handling. The Panther, I didn't even give it handling. Panther's a 1. It's complete crap. The Lynx, I didn't give it a handling rating. How did I not give it a handling rating? What did we started at? Oh crap. I didn't give the Lynx a handling rating. I'll have to go back and watch my video. We'll just put that question mark, confirm. I had 0% shields and they survived. The Lynx? No, but how did it handle on just flying sub 50 meters. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, no kidding, it requires a special technique. It's called not the idiot technique like me. Okay, let's see how we can end this. So, would you guys like me to wrap up the Anaconda with a drop test or a fly straight into the planet test? I will leave that to chat. Drop test from max from 75 kilometers FA off, or straight down 90 degrees full throttle into the planet. That was, what did we call that? The AFK test, right? I'll let you guys decide. Let me get up into atmosphere, or up into space, and you type in the chat, drop test or AFK test. One vote for AFK. AFK. Hey, Malcolm. Good to see you, friend. You came in just in time. The JFK test? Oh, God. Is that where one of you guys flies in and just shoots me from 300 meters? AFK is probably more realistic. Yeah. We've already done some AFK testing. Okay. I'm down with AFK test. You guys think it'll survive? At 83% on the 3G planet? Straight into the ground? 90 degrees down? I don't know. Whatever happens, it's gonna be spectacular. Alright. It looks like you guys want AFK. We'll do it. AFK into the planet. We'll get up to orbital cruise, and then I'll turn straight down 90 degrees. Should be interesting. Let's see what happens. Oh, here, let me kick on the Super Cruise. The slowest Super Cruise in the world. Oh, even the slowdown on Super Cruise is so slow. Nope, ship go boom. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, turning it around, slowly but surely. Wake me up when the ship turns around 180 degrees. It's gonna take a while. And there she is. Look at that, folks. That was the planet we were flying towards. But, silly us, we forgot to come back to the keyboard. It's the coffee AFK test, right? I'll just wait until it enters orbital cruise before I throttle all the way up. I'll keep the throttle halfway. No, it's not gonna emergency stop. It's going straight down. I don't know why. Like watch, it's gonna drop out. And it's not going to do the unrealistic emergency stop. At least it hasn't. It hasn't on any of the other ships. Let me get this perfectly lined up, 90 degrees. There we go. The JFK test. That is a terrible name for a test. But, I mean, if we're testing combat ships, we will do all kinds of interesting combat ship tests. There it is, folks. Straight ahead. The inevitable doom of the Anaconda. This is how we died. You soloed 2 players in a conflict zone? See? You don't get a glide, but we are getting a straight plunge down into the ground. Throttle to full. Alright, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh my god, I came back. What's happening? Oh no. Okay, that's it. Game over. Oh yeah. Yep. Well, it definitely doesn't survive the AFK test, but that's one of the best explosions. Okay, if there's a 1 on 5 or a 5 on 5, it gets a 10 on 5 for the explosion. That's the best explosion of all of them. I think that's all of the damage mitigation explosions plus the ship blowing up explosion all combined into one. That was spectacular. I love it. I am so down for the Anaconda just for the fact that it explodes like that. Beautiful. What the hell was that? Hey, hang on 1 second. I heard a real loud crash right outside my window. No idea what it was. It wasn't an Anaconda. Akan R3? How many G's is Akan R3? Six? I got bad news for you, Shadow. The Anaconda's not going to survive it. I can tell you right now. All right, let's go back and Caspian's up next, guys. Caspian's queued up. She's next on the list. I am not taking. Oh, yeah, no, I can't take my engineered one. That would not fit the test criteria. 6.7? Anaconda couldn't even handle the 2.87. It's not going to handle 6.7 very well at all. Nope. Not one bit. So Canopy is a really good score. Handling on this thing is piss poor. And landing, for all of its exploration glory and jump range and all of that, I don't know if I would trust this ship on planet surfaces. I mean, honestly, oh my god, what the hell? Can't get through the letterbox? That was terrible. All right. 50G planet. Boost into the mail slot. Please, please, please. I'll boost into the mail slot at Shinrarta. How about that? What the hell is going on outside my window? Someone's banging stuff around out there. I just had like 10 trees cut down on my property, and I'm wondering if it's the guy who said he wanted to come pick up the wood for free. The electric company came and... I saw that, Bond. Too late. No, electric company came by and decided that they were going to cut down a bunch of trees in the neighborhood that were too close to the power lines, which I have no objection to because I've got hundreds of trees on my property and I would love to get rid of more of them, but unfortunately, I happen to live in a township that does not allow you to cut down trees. We have very strict tree cutting rules in our neighborhood. And so I am kind of stuck with lots of trees that unfortunately block the sun in my backyard. And we bought a pool a few years back, a little above ground pool, and at around 3 o'clock there's no more sun in the backyard because of all the trees that we have. So when they came and said, hey, we want to cut down some of your trees, I was like, you could take as many as you want. And they cut down about 10 trees. But they don't take the wood with them. They take the branches. Yeah, I gotta see what's going on out there. They take the branches, but they leave the trunk of the tree in 4-foot logs. So like, what is that, 1.5 meters? And I mean, some of those trees, they're, you know, huge, huge tree trunks. So 1.5 meter long logs of that stuff, I ain't moving that. I have nowhere to put that. My father-in-law's been out in the back chopping wood and stocking it up just in case there's ever a nuclear apocalypse. We could just burn it in our fireplace, but we don't really use the fireplace here. So some dude came by my my driveway today when I was just about to go for a bike ride, and he's like, "Hey, can I take that wood?" I was like, "All yours, man. 10 trees worth of lumber. You come and take it. It is yours for free." So he's gonna come and grab all that wood. It was a shapeshifter, hey? Right. Who is there? I see a commander. Mr. Spike. Commander Spike. How's it going? Spike, I didn't see you in chat. You're just in the, yeah, I know you're lurking somewhere in chat, I'm sure. Yeah, it is a good deal for both of us, right? A lot of people were interested in my wood today. Had another guy, as I was pulling into the driveway, was ringing my doorbell, and he said he just started a company where he removes the stumps. And he's like, I'm giving a really good deal for the stump removal. No, I didn't see him in the chat either. So I said, well, I mean, there's 10 stumps there. By all means, take a look and tell me how much you'd charge. And he told me it was like $1,400 to whatever they do to the stumps to grind them down. Like $1,400? No, I don't think so. I'll just leave the stumps there. Top 10 in bounty hunting CG. Is that the CG this week? It's a bounty hunting one? Nice.
Please head directly for Bay 25.
Very cool. If we weren't blowing up our own ships, we could be out there blowing ships up in my combat Anaconda. What is the CG this week? Oh, hold on a sec. Someone just rang my doorbell.
Scan detected.
One sec, guys. Oh, yeah.
Be on the lookout for heavy traffic. Steer clear of other vessels.
Oh, yeah, it is the guy for the wood. Hang on one sec, guys. Apologies. This guy wants to come take the wood. I'm just gonna tell him he can take all the wood he wants. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, folks. That's exactly what I thought it was. It was the guy coming to pick up the wood. Speak of the devil. Alright, what happened here? Did I accidentally fly way too far from the station? Yes, yes I did. Alright, let's get back there. The guy wants to bring his tractor because he told me he can't pick up some of the logs. I was like, yeah, no kidding, man. Those things are 100-inch diameter and 4.5 feet long. You ain't picking them up. Have I been secretly engineering it all in my spare time, or have I still got that to do? Well, I did do some engineering on stream, but I have not been doing any secret engineering in my spare time, unfortunately, because I don't have a lot of spare time, especially this last week. My company's got a big sales kickoff next week. I'm going to be out of town for a few days at this big kickoff event, and I have some presenting to do at the event. So I've been kind of busting my butt trying to get everything ready for that, and it has left me very little spare time, unfortunately. And the week before that, I kind of burnt my spare time out on the Diablo 4 expansion. So, you know, only so much free time in a day, unfortunately. Luckily, I have Saturday live streams for Elite Dangerous, so that kind of works out pretty good for me. But it doesn't leave me tons of time to do engineering and stuff during the week. Alright, landing pad 25, right over there. How do you get this thing through the letterbox? Jeez. Scraping the edges every single time.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay, Caspian Explorer. I'm actually excited to test this out. I'm curious how it stacks up against the Mandalay as far as durability goes. Let's see. I could bounty hunt, rescue passengers from burning stations. The burning stations are the best way to get fed in Prank. First time they've been there in years. Burning stations! Yeah, I remember the burning stations were first introduced when Thargoids were first introduced into the game. If I'm not mistaken. I mean, someone keep me honest here, but I believe that was when we first saw them, right? Stations were getting attacked, Thargoids were first being introduced, and there was like a whole bunch of like burning station rescue things going on. Purchase ships. Caspian. There she is. Caspian Explorer. So, let's see what it comes with. Stock. That's going to be interesting. Outfitting. Alright, let's get rid of these. Get rid of that one. And we'll add in our heatsink and our OA shield booster. Core internals, power plant. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Replace. There we go. 8D. So it is just regular old thrusters then. It's, would we see Mark II thrusters here? What do the Mark II thrusters show up as? Do they have like a different category? Because I don't see them in the regular thruster category here. Yeah, it's just thrusters. So there's no Mark II thrusters showing up here at all. Where do you find those? Take it easy, Pawn. Thanks for joining, brother. Oh, here it is. Okay, there it is. 7A Mark II gravity optimized thrusters. Yeah. Yes, I am in Shinrara right now, Talby. Okay, so, I mean, is that a fair comparison, though? It is only for the Caspian. I can't imagine that anyone would not take the Mark II gravity optimized, since it is for the Caspian and it is available from the shop. It's not an engineered module, so I think I kind of have to I think I have to take them. I think that's fair. I think it still falls within the rules of our testing capabilities, which is non-engineered, only purchasable from the outfitting, and whatever is the best available version that you could buy. So even though it's a Caspian-specific thruster, it's still purchasable from the outfitter. So that falls within the criteria. I think that's fine. I think that's what we do. I don't know how it's going to handle, though. I mean, I've already crashed into a mountain with it on my own Caspian. Yeah, of course, right? I mean, if someone's going to upgrade before they go explore, they're definitely... It's not fair. Those thrusters make the Caspian even stop when it's 70%. We'll see. We'll see about that. But, I mean, that's what you got to weigh, right? You do kind of have to weigh what each ship is individually capable of. I think it's fair. I think it's fair because, and I mean, even Mark II on the supercharged frameshift drive. If we go back to the very first video, I said it's only modules that you can purchase. So it fits the bill. How about this? We could put it to vote. We could put it to vote. I think it's fair. Hey, Tragic Blue. Good to see you. I think it's fair to test the Mark II because it's purchasable from outfitting. It's not engineered. I don't know, honestly, like what the difference is. Let's see if we can just do a quick check here. 7A. Okay, so improved propulsion system for ships optimized to better counter the effects of gravity near planet surfaces. It looks... I mean, yeah, you guys are saying it's fair, right? I think it's fair. We'll stick with it. We'll stick with it. For the frameshift drive, I mean, the Mark II frameshift drive, I don't think that makes a difference, honestly, in our test. We're not testing for, like, jump range or fuel consumption. That's not really part of it. I feel like I would probably just waste an extra 20 million for nothing on this one. So I'll just go 8A on that because the FSD doesn't have any impact on the tests that we're doing right now. It's more so the weight than anything. Life support, same deal. 5D, the huge. Yeah, you guys seem to think it's fair as well, so I'm cool with that. We'll do the Mark II, and it's a good test too. I mean, we want to know, right? Can the Caspian survive the tests? Caspian has something special to it? Okay, that's great. Let's see how special it is. We will find out how special those thrusters actually are. I don't think it's as good as they say they are. And I mean, I have a little bit of experience with the Caspian. I've landed on at least a couple hundred planets already, and I don't usually check gravity before I land, so we'll see. We will see. 7D. There we go. Weight is the same? Well, there you go. Degnamite. Nice to see you back on YouTube, Josh. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's, it's limited exposure to YouTube. I'm mainly just been doing the Saturday live streams. I was doing a little bit of an extra Monday live stream for a few weeks because I was off on Mondays as trying to take all my vacation before the fiscal year ended at work. Ablative plating too. What's the ablative plating? How's that? Is that a Caspian unique or we'll take a look. I'll take a look once we get in there. AT sensors. Lightweight alloys. You're talking about this, right? Ablative, right? What's the difference here? It's a mass thing, isn't it? Oh, it actually boosts your hull quite a bit too. I don't know about this. I don't know if I want to change this. On all the other ships, I just left the standard hull alloys that came with it. Steeper, not deeper. Yeah, it is pretty expensive. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I looked at that. I wasn't necessarily worried about the credits, but yeah, like $500 million. That's a lot of credits, man. Hull reinforcement using a dynamically reactive impact-resistant material offering superior protection against projectile weapons and other kinetic attacks. It's vulnerable to thermal damage caused by energy weapons, enhanced with ablative shielding for improved planetary entry. Oh, well, that is really odd. So if you think about it, the steeper the entry into a planet's atmosphere, the more friction you're going to create, right? Because you're basically coming into the atmosphere faster. You have to penetrate the atmosphere at a faster speed, which means you're going to create more friction, which would be more heat. And yet it says that it's vulnerable to thermal damage caused by energy weapons. That doesn't make much sense. I don't know why. Like that something is just conflicting here. If it could resist friction from atmospheric entry at a steeper angle, which would generally mean faster heating up because it has to slow down. You have to hit that terminal velocity. So it's going to heat up faster. How would it be more vulnerable to thermal damage from energy weapons? I'm not going to buy it. I don't want to just this doesn't matter for the test. That we're coming in at 57 degrees. I'm not changing the angle of entry for the tests. So this doesn't matter. I'm not going to come in at the 70 or 75 degrees. I mean, we're not building an Explorer, right? Remember, we're testing what an exploration ship would technically be able to survive. But I got to keep the variables similar. I don't want to change the entry angle. We've been doing 57 degrees. The Mark II is for steeper approach, right? The other differences exist for normal armor too. It's built for Mark II stuff. Without it, it's not full. Including the armor? Okay. Okay. I mean, it's logic, I guess. What the hell is the difference here? We'll just do Mark II ablative lightweight alloys then. So I'm not taking the other ones. I'm just doing the lightweight. Yeah, we'll just do lightweight. That's going to be, it's the technically it's the equivalent of the lightweight armor on the other ships, but the Mark II version that the Caspian is capable of. So I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to break the variables too much, because then I will not feel that it is fair anymore. But I think that is an acceptable happy medium ground. Uh, 6D shield generator. And we're not going to do the steeper approach regardless. I know the Caspian is capable of it and the Mark II can handle that, but... Oh, now I'm debating whether we should do the steeper angle because the Caspian is built for it, but because everything else has come in at its own steepest angle. Oh man, let's think about that. Let's think about that for a minute, okay? And you guys convince me one way or another in chat what you think about this. We have been doing 57 degrees. Maximum is 60, right? So we've been doing 57 on all of the other ships because that is technically just below the maximum angle that they can come in at. That has been the test. Yes, the Caspian has the ability to come in at a steeper angle, and yes, it does have what is supposed to be better thrusters and better armor for a steeper angle. But should we keep the descent angle the same for the test? Because I don't know. I feel like if we came in at a different angle, I don't know. You guys debated in chat while I finish the outfitting, and I'll look at what you guys are saying in there in a second. I'm unsure. I'm not sure how I feel about coming in at a steeper angle, but if you can convince me that it's still fair for the test, I'll do it. In the meantime, I got to put some of these internals on. I'm leaving it up to you guys. Yeah, because this isn't... Remember, it's not about the entry, right? It's not about the entry into atmosphere. It's about the recovery at 1.2 kilometers when you're full throttle heading straight down. I don't know if the extra Mark II thrusters or ablative... Well, the ablative armor, I don't think it has anything to do with that. But I don't know if the Mark II thrusters... Even though they say they're supposed to be better at planetary stuff, I don't know how they're going to handle coming in, 67... No, actually it would be 72 degrees. Yes, it would be 72 degrees, full speed ahead on a 3G planet and then recovering. I just don't... Maybe we do an extra test. If the Caspian survives at the 57, then I'm willing to push it and try a re-entry at the 72. Mark II thrusters work like zero gravity, so only a reaction will matter. No. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if that's true. Research limpets. They work like zero gravity? Dude, I came in on a glide. I mean, just a normal glide angle. Well, maybe it wasn't. I think it was a pretty steep one. I think I was doing the maximum glide angle when I was coming into atmosphere. But I came in and just happened to be a mountain in the path of the glide angle, and the ship literally glided right into the mountain. I had zero ability to pull up from that. It was done. And I mean, I survived, granted. It took a big hit. But at the end of the day, I still survived. But it flew into the mountain. And the Mark II thrusters didn't do anything to help me. If anything, they just made it worse. Glide is cruise, yeah. It's worth the data. I agree. It's definitely worth the data. Here, let's put in our... Where is our vehicle bay? Research limpet. I need a repair limpet controller. I need... What am I missing? Fuel scoop, planetary vehicle... Oh, AFMUs. And it doesn't come with AFMUs built onto it. That's interesting. I guess it's just the one that I bought had... the pre-built ones have AFMUs. They have 2 of them, which is nice. All right. What are we missing? I think we've got everything. Surface scanner, I got it. I've got all of this stuff. Okay, we're good there. I need to add the SRVs. One of those. One of these. Okay, Talby, have a good night, brother. Jasperlet, you're taking off too? Have a good night. Thanks for joining, guys. Okay. Oh, hey, Alex. I didn't even see you joined in the chat. Good to see you. All right. I think that's it. We've got everything. Yep, we got all of the standard fit. So let's get out there. Let's see how it does. Let's see what the Caspian is all about when you put it to the test. Should be interesting. Auto launch. No, we're not putting a SLF on here, Shadow. I haven't put SLFs on any of the other ships, unless it's stock on the ship, in which case I'll just leave it. Don't worry. Oh yeah, actually, Spike. Yeah, that's cool. If you could do the shield fix, that's good, because I don't have to wait in between tests to do them. Yeah, I didn't actually take the limpets. I haven't actually loaded limpets onto any of the ships. I've just put the modules onto that. And I'm gonna just pretend, I mean, my logic behind this is you can synthesize limpets if you had to. This is just about the modules and the general weight of the modules that we've been testing. So I'm okay to leave it as that. So you can roll the ship near the planet same as you would do in space, so you have a feeling that the thrusters work as 0G. Well, I guess we'll find out. I guess we will see what happens. Alright. First planet. 1G. Planet A1. Locking in. Let's go. Ready to engage. Let's see what happens. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Caspian is going to survive? Do you think it's going to do as well, worse, or better as the Mandalay? Because I think that's what we really wanted to know, right? How does the Mandalay compare to the Caspian? I know I wanted to know that. You guys keep saying Mandalay, 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 and honestly, Mandalay did fantastic in all the tests that we put it through. The only thing was, for the Caspian, which everything else about the Caspian I really like, is that. These giant hull blocks. I'm going to have to give it the visibility test here, and I know what it's going to get. Less than the Mandalay. I'm going to give it average, probably. You like the Caspian better? So these tests don't care about your likes. They don't care about how much you like it. They only care about what the data says. And if the data says that the ship is terrible in comparison to the other one, that's what the data tells us, right? Let me bring up this here. I'm going to give it a visibility rating right now. Here we go. Caspian. And I mean, I can tell you already the landing rating is going to be terrible as well. Visibility, I'm giving it average. It is not good. It is not excellent. Better on survivability, worse on trying to land? Which one are we talking about? The Caspian or the Mandalay? Let's find out. Let's go land. Because if you're talking about trying to land, I mean like finding a landing spot, yes, I agree, it's going to be worse. If we're talking about trying to land with the terrible belly flop landing, I don't know if it's going to be worse than the Mandalay. Mandalay held up like a boss, man. Like, Mandalay just dominated those landing tests. You think it's going to outperform on crashes, Bob? Okay, I guess we'll find out. No clue, never had them on my own. That is the whole point of doing science. Let's do some science. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Caspian can do under pressure. I mean, I've flown this ship already. I've done a lot with it. I have yet to actually purposefully crash it into anything. Okay, wow, I gotta check my angles here. That's 57. Wow, what a difference that is, though. Holy crap, I've been coming in like this. I forgot about that. Okay, 57. 4 pips, engines, 2 to shields. Or 2 to systems. 57 degrees. Test number 1, boys. Test number 1. Let's see how she does. Caspian Explorer coming in, 57 degrees. Well, I hope you engineered your Caspian Aquatic. You really should. Okay, throttle to full. Let's see what happens. Oh, wow! That... Guys, seriously? That was under 1.5... I mean, look at that. That came out of orbital cruise at 1.5 kilometers. And I barely touched the throttle, and it just leveled itself off. You know, my 6-year-old, he would go like this. He would go. That's how I'm feeling right now. Okay. Those Mark IIs. Perfect entry. That was a perfect entry. Interesting, though, is the fact that it came out of the orbital cruise at 1.5 kilometers. So, how is it going to handle the 3G planet? Because it doesn't give you a lot of time to react, so those thrusters better be up to snuff when you're on the heavy planets. 7 out of 5. Yeah, no kidding. Damn. Damn. Alright. Well, I mean, look, we'll do the landing test. I know this is going to be terrible. No, landing gear retracted. Oh, the handling is pretty good. Okay. Landing gear down, 0 throttle. How quickly can we find a landing spot? I hate the Caspian for this. I mean, it's not totally terrible, but it takes some time. It's an alignment thing, because this thing is so big. I do a lot of this wiggling back and forth. Thank you. Thank you, Spike. Okay. Well, I mean, first landing wasn't terrible. And this is pretty crap terrain, honestly, for the Caspian. We'll try it again. Although I will say it takes a really long time for the landing gear on this thing to actually pop down. At least that's what it feels like. It feels like a really long time to pop down. Okay. Max speed, 225, 6. Yeah, okay. Landing gear down, throttle to 0. Let's see how well it finds a spot. Is it going to find a spot right away? I'm waiting for the landing gear still. I screwed up. I guess I didn't press the button. Let's try that again. This way. Okay. Landing gear down, throttle to 0. And let's see. It does take a long time. Oh, look at that. How lucky. Oh my god. That never happens to me when I'm exploring. Jesus. Okay. Well, see, I have to kind of like remove my bias right now because my experience with the Caspian, as far as like finding a landing spot and just like nailing it on the first try like that, I feel like there's a little bit of luck in this, obviously. But my experience has not been quite that lucky. And I've landed this thing a lot. So, I mean, I'll give it an average for landing. It's not an Anaconda. That entry, I'm still kind of shocked about that. Damn. It is Jasper lit. I agree. I mean, look at the landing base on this thing. Oh, actually, now that I'm taking a look at it, the ship is big. It's these feet in the front. It's this really awkward sort of like wide legs in the front configuration, and you know, kind of like tighter in the back. That's what I find makes it hard to land, because usually you have like a single... What the hell was that? Oh. Spike. I barely even saw him up there. Normally you have like the other way around. It's like more narrow in the front and then wider in the back. So I guess it's just this configuration tends to make it a little bit weird. But I mean, look at this. Barely even touching the ground. That one's not even touching. I'm sure it's not touching anything. It's not. It's just floating. And this one here? Is that one touching something? Just barely. It's a really weird landing. Okay. Well, I mean, it did a good job. I'm going to give it 3 for average. Let's see how it holds up against the damage. That's going to be more interesting to me. Let's see how it holds up against some damage, and not Spike's green fart missiles over there. Let's, here we go. We got a little bit of terrain we can bump into. Damn, it's not really, see, this is why I hate the visibility in this damn thing. Because, like, I want to look over there and be like, is there anything over there? And the only way to know is if I actually turn and look, which doesn't work for me. Okay, full speed ahead. 4 pips engines, 2 systems. Let's do a little terrain collision right here and see what happens if we just kind of clip. How do the shields hold up? Ooh, shields took a big hit, down to 10%. Okay, well, I mean, it didn't break through them. The USS Discovery has landed, is right. Thank you, Spike. Appreciate the shield boost. That does not give me a lot of confidence for the terrain boost, though. Because, I mean, I lost 90% shields on clipping the terrain. Let's see what happens if we boost. I will use that terrain right over there. Little boosty boosty. Alright, we'll boost right about here. Oops. Oh, okay, it was 52. It was 52%, and then it dropped down to 28 because I hit a second time. That's bad. That's a big one. 52%. Terrain boost, lost 48% hull. Ouch! I mean, Mandalorian. The Mandalay lost 30. Crate Phantom lost 58. 86 on the Cobra. 35 on the Sidewinder. 48. Mandy's got it on the terrain boost for sure. Ouch. 50%. Mark II armor would be different. I have the Mark II armor. Top Blazer. I put on the Mark II lightweight. Take a look. Hey, stop stealing my cargo. Well, I guess you can't see it on here, can you? I put on the Mark II lightweight armor in any case. So, yeah. I mean, it's the one. No, not ablative. Light. Was it ablative? Yeah. Lightweight ablative. Whatever the lowest level of Mark II armor was. I don't know if it was ablative. I think it was. I think you need that, right, for that steep descent. So, yeah. The ship is not going to survive, though. If it's not going to survive the 1.5G landing if it hits the terrain. So we're going to have to hope that those thrusters really keep it alive. But this is kind of what I thought. I didn't think it was going to do very good with the damage because, like I said, I hit that mountain coming down and it hurt. And that's in the pre-purchase one that has like all of the extra stuff and everything. Didn't kill me, but it definitely knocked the crap out of my ship. All right, let's go. We'll test it. We'll see if it's going to... Oh, we can't get there. I guess we'll just have to do this. You think it's going to take the win in the higher Gs because of those thrusters, hey? I hope you're right, because it doesn't have a lot of hull left right now. I'm almost inclined to... Oh no, I don't have any limpets. I guess I could synthesize some limpets. Worst case scenario, I could synthesize some and then just repair my hull back up to full. Because I'd like to see it survive one. Yeah, no kidding. Cheat code thrusters looks like... On the first landing, definitely was cheat code thrusters. Let me synthesize a limpet and then just repair my stuff here. Inventory, synthesis, where is it? Limpets. Yeah. I'll repair the hull a little bit for the 1.5G landing. And let me reset. Oh, we're good here. Okay. Cancel route. No, we're good. Oh, what the hell? That is not what I wanted to do. Where is my destination? There it is.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's go. The handling on the Caspian, though, I mean, for a large ship, it handles really nicely. It handles really nicely in space. We'll see how it handles on the 3G planet. It definitely handles space really nice, though. You know what is weird? Oh, that's interesting. When someone retracts a message on YouTube, I still see it on my stream. I was like, I don't see that message anywhere. That's Jasperlet's message retracted. Okay. All right, heat test. Heat test, boys. How does the Caspian hold up under heat? Fuel scoop. And, oh no, we fell into the star. Look at that. It says hull integrity compromised, but it didn't actually take any damage, so that's pretty good. It didn't take the usual 1%. So far, that's a little bonus right there. Let's see how it does here. What do you think? Our heat log. Heat. So Anaconda was 146. Mandalay was 63% heat. Is the Caspian gonna be better or worse than the Mandalay? Here goes.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, far worse. 86, 97, 100, 105, 107. Okay, well, there's another one the Mandalay wins on. That's 107. Not the best. That's the same as a Sidewinder. 107 and 0. Same heat as a Sidewinder. Interesting. You don't think it runs as cold? You are definitely correct on that one, Starn. So, heat-wise, not terrible. I mean, I wouldn't say that was bad. But it wasn't quite as good as the Mandalay. I'm really curious to see how these two stack up in the end. Once we've done all these tests, I want to compare the Mandalay and the Caspian and see which of those two is going to be better. We should have put in-space handling as one of them, but I think Mandalay and Caspian are both very, very agile when you're in Super Cruise. Can I repair my ship while I'm... No, I have to use limpets. Okay, I have to use limpets in atmosphere, or when I'm out of Super Cruise. Okay, let's just drop out of Super Cruise for a second. Your Explorer Caspian is colder than your Explorer Anaconda? Not sure how you made it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I know power plant has something to do with it, but we'll have to... I'm going to have to do a proper breakdown of the actual modules on the Mandalay versus the actual module sizes on the Caspian to see kind of like which is which and how they really, truly stack up. AFMU. No, it's not AFMU. Wait. AFMU is hull or modules? It's modules. I need repair limpets for hull.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Fire group, repair limpet. Oh, I have to open my cargo scoop is deployed. Why can't I change my... Why am I not seeing that? Oh, there we go. Programming limpet drone. Go. Go, you little buzzy repair limpet. Repair me. How do I repair myself? It is repairing. Okay, it's going. All right, we'll let the repair limpet do its thing. I'm probably going to have to make another repair limpet here because we want to at least ensure that we survive the landing, although I'm feeling pretty good about that. We'll make a couple of these. Yeah, it takes a while. It does take a while. What can you do, right? I mean, 'tis what it is, I suppose. It is what it is. I think that's going to be enough, actually. I mean, it's doing a decent job. What was I at? 28%? And it's not even fully repaired, and it's over 50 right now? I didn't take a particularly large repair limpet thing. I don't know if that makes a difference. And it's not engineered. Armored thermal spread, armored monster, low emissions thermal spread. Oh, that's what you put on your power plant. Okay. Let's launch another one. Launch? Why won't it launch another one? Come on. Go. Go, 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 go. Oh. I wasn't clicked into my my game. I moused off the screen onto my second monitor, and I'm like, it's not responding again. All right, we'll let this repair up. Yeah, we'll get it back up to full. It's gonna take a couple minutes here, but we're gonna have enough time to test the Caspian fully, and we still have a couple of tests to do. So let's see, where are we at right now? We need to do the 1.5 G landing. We need to do the 2.87 G landing. And then we need to do the handling on the the high G planet. So those two tests. Let's compare the Mandy and the Caspian as they stand. Landing, Mandy just beat it because it's a smaller ship. Mandy also had a perfect landing on 1.5 G. Oh no, excuse me, that was on the 1.5. I didn't record it on the 1. I'm pretty sure that these ones were perfect, so I have to just go back and double check that one. I'm trying to remember. It was kind of weird. Maybe it was the Mandy that did this, but like it failed the 1 and then it was perfect on the 1.5. I gotta go back and double check on that, but I feel like that's what it was. It was it did poorly on one of them and then surprisingly recovered on the higher G planet.
Successful.
Let's do one more. That'll do it. What else? So, the terrain boost, Mandy is winning. Visibility, Mandy's winning. Heat, Mandy's winning. And handling, I think, is pretty much a tie, but the on-surface handling is yet to be determined. So I guess we'll have to see how it does on the 2.87 Gs. But right now, yeah, Caspian seems to really just be winning on the actual recoveries here, on these, on the angled entries. Okay, let's go. Let's find out. Which is, I guess, what you guys called. We kind of expected that, right? I think how long it takes to get from orbit to planet surface is a big part of exploration. It is. And it did definitely get down to the surface much faster. So I guess it's going to kind of come down to what activity are you doing, right? And I think from all of these tests, we're going to get a pretty good idea, just different activities, which ships are better at doing what. If you want to go explore a high G planet, maybe the Caspian's the one to take. If you want to hop around quickly and do exobiology, you might even want to take a smaller ship. The Mandy might just be a good all-arounder for just average general activities. We're gonna have to kind of explore this a little bit when we look at the data and break it down a little bit more. Now the good thing, and what excites me about going back out exploring, is that you don't have to choose just one ship anymore, right? You could take a fleet carrier and you could bring all these ships with you, and you can actually swap ships depending on what you want to do. So that's really awesome. I'm excited about that. You know, being able to have my fleet carrier and bring a Caspian, I don't know if I'll bring an Anaconda. I mean, I guess one of them, and we didn't test jump range at all. We got to see kind of like who has the jump range. I know Caspian's got great jump range on it. I've been told Mandy's got a great jump range on it as well. I don't know how that compares to the Anaconda now, if the Anaconda has kind of like lost its status as king of exploration. But, you know, maybe it still has something going for it, aside from the super cool, awesome animations and explosions. Let's see what happens here. Long distance Caspian, exploration focused Mandy. Neutron boosting or not. Oh, if not, Mandy's better for range? Really? Interesting. Okay, wait. 57 degrees. All right, here we go. 1.5 Gs. Let's see if it does the same thing. I mean, if it comes out at 1.5 kilometers and it can't recover, that's a problem. That's a problem for the Caspian on the next planet. Okay, throttle's full. Look at that. It does. It comes out at 1.5. Oh. I'm not even touching the vertical thrusters. Like, I'm barely doing anything. Yeah, those Mark II thrusters are amazing. Okay, well, yeah, no, that was really nice. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty sexy. Well, I mean, Mandalay also had a perfect entry, so the real test is going to be the next planet. FDF Voodoo. Let's go. Let's go. Let's put it to the real test. If we're going to do this, we do it the right way.
Apply.
Oops, landing gear up.
Retracted. Cargo scoop retracted.
And if it does come down to Mandalay or Caspian, we're going to have to figure out some better tests.
Frameshift drive
Some
charging.
extra tests. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out.
4, 3, 2.
Because, I mean, really, if it's that close, the Mandalay, keep in mind, and I'll pull this back up on screen here, on the 2.87, the Mandalay lost 99% of its shields, but 0 hull loss. 99% shields. It didn't even break a sweat. The hull was in perfect condition. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. I want to see, because what's really going to make it interesting is if the Caspian just comes in and is like, 3Gs, whatever, floats away, no issues whatsoever. Then we have some real competition there, right? Mandalay might not have taken damage to hull, but it still crashed. It did crash. This is a bad idea. Just on a cargo mission in SC with absolutely no issues. Congratulations, Space Clips. You are the first person to have no issues in Star Citizen. Holy crap. Like, seriously, dude. That's a world first right there. Throw them at the 6G in the bubble for extra testing? Yeah, sure. I'm down for that. I don't think we'll have time to do that today. But, you know, I think this is the last ship that we are testing, unless there was, I think, well, some people were saying test the Diamondback Explorer as well. We could do that. I don't think we're going to get that tested today. But I'm willing to throw the Mandalay versus the Caspian into some more rigorous tests on high G planets and see who comes out the true crowned champion. If that's what you guys want. We do a Mandy versus Caspian. Cassie versus Mandy. Totally down. You guys think of some extra tests that we could do. I'll think of a few extra things we can throw at these things, and then we will just keep going until one of them fails. No shield repairs, no hull repairs, test after test until someone comes out on top. $43G planet somewhere. Right, yeah, 2G's only a warm-up for Son Goku. No kidding. No HUD? What the hell's a no HUD? We use a no HUD plugin? Just turn off the HUD? Have no idea what we're doing? I'm down.
Orbital flight engaged.
Alright, let's see. Like, honestly, I don't know if it's fair now, coming in at 57 degrees on the Mandalay. I mean, on the Caspian. Maybe, and I did say that we should think about this, and I might do it. Since it's handling these 57 degree angles so well, we'll test it on the 3G planet at 72 degrees, because that's the 3 degree difference of max on the Caspian, which is what it's supposed to be designed for, so we'll see how it does. If it just floats through this one, like la la la, yeah, 3Gs, no issues. We'll take it back up and we'll do 72 degrees. Control Alt G to turn off HUD. I'm not gonna do that right now. Throttle is at full. Coming in hot. 7654. It really does get down there fast though, doesn't it? Oh my god, guys, like seriously, I don't know what to say. Hold on, I have to give it some vertical here. I'm giving it vertical. Vertical is up. Vertical is up. It's gonna crash. Ooh! It hit the ground. Okay. 61% shields. It still hit. We gotta log that. We lost 39% shields. So it didn't just completely negate the gravity, but 39% shields versus 99% shields lost on the Mandalay. That is still a huge win, in my opinion. Although we do have to compare the size of the shields on the Mandy versus Cassie. All right. Let's do some low altitude flight. Let's see how it does here. Sub 50 meters. The gravity still pulled it down. I mean, it struggled. I could see it falling. I felt it. I was like, oh boy, this is actually gonna hit. And then I started giving it some vertical thrust, and it was not handling that well. The vertical thrust really didn't seem responsive on it. Sub 50 seems fine though. If you like doing low altitude flying, this is a breeze. And I gotta say, you cannot tell that the Caspian is a large ship outside of how it lands. The handling on it is beautiful. It's a very responsive ship. It turns nice. I'm going 225 right now. 225, 226, sub 50 on a 3G planet. Not feeling any pain. It's it's a very, very capable ship in these environments. Let's see, a little bit of turning. How does it handle that? Look at Spike showing off. Oh, Spike! Oh my god, dude! Did you clip? Did you clip? I didn't see shields pulsing there. I wish I could have seen that from your view, brother. Oh my god. The pull up at the last second, man. That was crazy. Okay, yeah, and we have determined, although it's not a variable in the test, that getting down to the planet's surface quickly is obviously something important for exploration, but I mean, so exobiology and just quick exploration, yeah, it would definitely get extra points there. But I mean, no issues. I'm not crashing into the ground. Staying sub 50 is a breeze. And the profile of the ship, except for that, because keep in mind, and I'll just go to external here for a second. Keep in mind that the cockpit on the Caspian is quite literally right in the center of the ship. So you can skim the ground and not have to worry about your ship hitting, like the Anaconda. Oh my god, there's so much ship underneath the Anaconda. Where are you, Spike? Hold on, you're up there. Can I get my camera up to you? No, you're too far away. Spike, come a little bit closer to my ship for a sec so I can zoom in on the Mandalay. Look at this. Mandalay's got like this big fat gut. Oh, hey! That's what I wanted to see. Watch yourself there, Spike. You got to turn around, brother. I mean, we could still see it from here, but... Oh, he's like, oh, that was just graceful landing, right? It's just like, it's got this big fat gut underneath it. It's literally like a 45-year-old dude who lives at home and hasn't bothered going to the gym in a while. Like, look at that. And the cockpit's on the top of the ship, too, so when you're flying low altitude, you kind of have to take that into consideration, that you've got this pot belly under there. Yeah, it's like a porky bird. It's like a bird that just ate way too many seeds. It's nice looking. It definitely is nice looking, and I like the canopy in it. But low altitude, yeah. All right, a little bit of crash in there, Spike. Thanks. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for showing off the gut. Appreciate that. He's taking his shields out. Okay. So, I guess we have to do the actual 72 degrees now. So let's do 72 degrees. Ow, right? I think I heard your shields turn off. Let's do 72 degrees and see how it handles the fast entry at 72 degrees and recovers on 3G planet. Because, I mean, hey, we did, what did we do for the Mandalay? We did the FA off. No, hold on. Which one is Mandalay? Mandy's right here. Oh, we did both. We did FA off from 174, and we did the AFK dumbass test, and that was down to 60% hull. So, you know what I'll do? I'll do a dive test on this one here at 72 degrees, and then to wrap up the stream, if yeah, I would say there's probably going to be time. Maybe we'll do those two tests as well, and just do a comparison. See how it handles. Control-Alt-G. Yeah, look at that. I don't think I would want to fly like this. But, yep, Control-Alt-G works. We'll see. We'll see how it handles a real Caspian-like approach. I mean, now that we've armed it with Caspian modules, only fair that we give it a proper Caspian approach. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Alright, let's turn around. Probably got a little too far. Alright. A true Caspian landing. .72 degrees down bubble. What do you guys think? You think it's gonna be able to recover from this one the same as 57 degrees? No difference?
Orbital flight engaged.
72. There we go. As long as there's no mountains in the way, I think it should be okay. But it definitely does get you down there faster, right? I think that is kind of important. Here goes nothing. Four pips, engines, shields full, hulls full. If we can get out of this one without taking any damage. All right. I'm Giving it a little vertical thrust. Little vertical, little vertical. Oh, it's gonna recover, it's gonna recover. Nope, 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 nope. Come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, just a little tap. Okay, 56. You know what? That's basically the exact same. Okay, so it's not... The entry angle didn't matter. This thing just recovers like a boss. It's those Mark II thrusters for sure. Okay, that... Yeah. We know Caspian wins there. For sure. 100%. So... Entry angle did not really have any consequence when it came to the recovery. It was exactly the same as a 57 degrees. Wait till I see him with G5 dirty. Yeah, I bet. I bet. This is stock too, right? Okay, so let's see how tough it is just compared to the Mandy then. Are we doing the AFK idiot test? Or do you want to do the drop test? That was, I know, right? That's a pretty sweet landing right there. I mean, that gives me a lot of confidence with this ship when it comes to exploration, because I would probably say that one of the easiest mistakes isn't all the other stupid tests that we've done. One of the easiest mistakes to make is coming down on a planet that has IG without checking first, right? Especially when you're exploring and you just kind of get into that rhythm of like, oh, there's a planet, land, there's a planet, land, there's a planet, land. Sometimes you don't check how many Gs the planet is. And that's, I mean, I hate to say it, but the numbers kind of speak for themselves when you look at this. That is the difference between life or death, or, you know, the near end of a otherwise relatively good exploration run. Because even at a 1.5 Gs, you know, lost 13% hull. Well, Panther Clipper failed, whatever. Nobody's taking that exploring. Failed at 42% hull, so Crate Phantom took 42%, at least. It took a minimum of 42%. We don't know how much it actually took because it was already damaged, but it took at least 42% hull, and on a 1.5 G planet. Cobra took 32% hull. Sidewinder, I think it was perfect. That's why it says 100. And Caspian has space to keep all the required tools to fix, Alex? Yes, 100%. 2 AFMUs, lots of cargo space, lots of jump range. I mean, I guess that's how they trade off the Mandy and the Caspian, is just by giving it these really nice Mark II thrusters. So that was pretty sweet. So, boys, we really want to test the Caspian here. Are we going to do the AFK idiot test and see how it does? Straight down into 3Gs? When that happens, immediately thrust, drop cargo scoop, and put 4 pips to shields. This will give you the best chance of surviving accidental high Gs. Drop cargo scoop? Oh, I guess that slows you down, doesn't it? Unrealistically, of course. It's like, flaps too full, cargo scoop open, so much drag. Yeah, I mean, the 4 pips is shields. That's fair. Obviously, that would make a difference. Yeah. I mean, hold on. What was that? A little light combat test is possible too. I don't want to put the Caspian to combat test, but we're gonna give it one last go here. One last chance to prove it's worth sacrificing this. Ugh, I hate this. Sacrificing the left and right windows. And the cross beam right in the middle of your face. Like, makes me sad. It really does. Vertical horizontal thrust is boosted when boosting with scoop. Oh, okay. Alright, we're doing the AFK idiot test here, by the way. You guys didn't answer in chat, so I'm going to assume that I've lulled you all into a coma with my vocal fry. But that's what we're doing. I've decided. Max thrust, full... did we put full pips to shields? Oh crap, I don't remember. I think we did full pips to shields when we were doing the AFK idiot test, just to give it a you know, snowball's chance in hell to actually recover from that. It is terrible. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a 1 on 5. But let's see what happens here. 90 degrees, straight down, throttles up full. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, look at the speed. Oh my god, the speed. Oh boy. Not confident. Nope. Well, well, well. Just what I expected. So, look at that. The Mandy survived the AFK idiot test. Somehow. The Caspian failed. Yeah, Syrian. Well, you came back with perfect timing, friend. That is the best time to come back. Okay. Incident report. 9th of May, 3312. Another idiot has crashed and blown up his Caspian. I think you're right, Alex. I think that's exactly what it was. It plays against the AFK because the Mark II thrusters give it more speed. I'm almost 100% sure you are absolutely right there. Maybe it was the 9 limpets. I don't think so. I don't know how much extra weight that adds, but yeah, no, the Mark II thrusters, man. They just yeet you into the planet if you don't use them. Yeah. I don't remember the Mandalay speeding up like that. Like, you could hear it, too, as it was going. Like, it was really picking up speed. Yeah. You definitely should have stole those limpets. Okay. Well... There's a clear winner in survivability. I think hands down, too. Let me bring this back over here. Let me see. Oh, handling. No, I got to give it a handling score. It handled great. I'm going to give it a 5. It was excellent handling. Sub 50. It barely touched the ground. Only one skip there. I do have to go back on my last couple live streams to check the Mandy for the 1G planet landing to see what happened. I do feel like I remember it actually giving the planet just a little bit of a kiss. But I gotta double check that. 1.5 perfect entry, 2.87 lost almost all shields, but it didn't take any damage. Terrain boost minus 30, 4 for visibility, 63 per heat. Yeah, this though, how did the Mandy survive both of these tests? We're gonna have to figure that one out. How it survived the FA off and the idiot test. I'm not sure about that one. But it did. Cassie, not so much. And I'd be hard-pressed to imagine it would survive the FA off test either. It is, isn't it? Like, it's interesting results here, and you're absolutely right. I'm not sure entirely what to make of all of these, but I will say that I think we did a pretty damn good job at keeping the tests consistent from one ship to the next. I mean, as close as possible. Would you guys agree that it was pretty fair in all the tests that we did? I mean, there's no perfect science to like boosting into the terrain or clipping off the terrain, but because obviously we don't have the exact same corner to do that on every single time, but you know, I think it was still fair and relatively consistent in terms of how we tested everything. And yes, Airnut, I agree, science can be fun. It was fair as game can be. Yep. All right. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that we are done sciencing the ships, the exploration ships? Do we need to do the Diamondback Explorer? Is it worth it? I mean, that's the big question here, guys. Is it worth doing the Diamondback Explorer? And are there any other ships that we're not thinking of here? Or do we have a pretty good basis to say we've tested the common ones? I know DBX is common too, but Sidewinder, Cobra Mark V, Crate Phantom, Mandy, Lynx, Panther, maybe a bit of a stretch on the Panther, Anaconda, Caspian. What are your thoughts? Do we do another ship? Or are we good with what the science has told us, and now we try to figure out the data on this to see who do we pit up against each other? And if we do say that this test is complete and we don't need to do any more of these, then what we need to do is we need to take our winners. And I would say one small, one medium, one large. And we pit them against each other in the final showdown to see who is the best in each, the best of the three categories, the best of the three ship sizes. And I'm pretty sure the Mandalay, obviously, between the Panther, Anaconda, and the Caspian, I'm going to say the Caspian was the winner out of those three. Do the Diamond, not because it will win, but I flew in across the galaxy. Maybe the DBX is the final one. It does hold a special place in your heart. It has a special place in my heart, too. I mean, it was actually the very first exploration ship I took out. I went out to... Oh, hey, thanks for the sub, Isaiah. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Hawk Flock. Yeah, okay, I'm not opposed to doing the DBX. We could throw the DBX in there for legacy memory's sake, we'll call it. So we'll do one test of the DBX next week when we launch the stream, and then we'll take, I'm thinking right now, the Mandy, the Caspian, and DBX is a small ship actually, so we'll have to see how it ranks up against the Sidewinder and Cobra, because maybe DBX is the small ship that we do for the final showdown. What do you guys think? DBX is small, right? I'm not crazy. DBX is a small ship. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, shipyard unavailable. Of course, it's not. We are not there. It is a small ship. Yes, thank you, Syrian. So we'll put the DBX on the board, and we'll see how it ranks up against Sidewinder and Cobra. Yep. And the correct me if I'm mistaken, but Cobra Mark V is a new ship, right? So does that still fall into the new category of ships? And does it have an advantage over Sidewinder and DBX? It is new. Okay. Well, that'll make things more interesting, I guess, to see how it ranks up. Because DBX is a legacy ship. Sidewinder's a legacy ship. Cobra Mark V is new. Okay. Newish. Newish. Yeah, that's fair. More optional internals on the Cobra Mark V. Okay. So here's what we do. I will make a space right here. And we'll put DBX. TBD. And we will fill in these gaps for the DBX. We also have to think of what... Well, I know one of them. I know you guys said high G test. Real high G test. So, do we do the 6G planet? 6G planet as one of the tests. How far is that, by the way? What's the name of the planet again? It starts with an A, right? Acheron? Acheron? What is it called? And what system is it in? Achenar. Oops. Achenar. It's 4 jumps in the Caspian. Man, that's going to be... Okay. Well, there's going to be a little bit of setup there for me, I guess, to get the ships over there. But because we got to do the DBX in the same system, I'll try to get the Mandalay and the Caspian over there. It's 5:53. Hell, I'll bring the Caspian over there right now. Let's get the Caspian over there. What's the fastest way for me to get back to Shinrarta to get to my other ship if I don't want to have to fly back in a Sidewinder or a hauler? There's a way to do that, right? So, I mean, because I'll bring the Caspian there right now, but then I'm going to have to fly back in a hauler, and then I'm going to have to grab the Mandy and then fly back in a hauler. Taxi? I don't know. I've never taken a taxi before. That'd be interesting. Yeah, why the hell not? Okay, I'll fly to Achenar right now. Oops. I'll fly this ship to Achenar. We'll log off there. Maybe, does the taxi work if you're, like, AFK? Because then I'll just, like, leave myself AFK. And fly back. Okay, we're locked in for Achenar. Auto launch. Just transfer. Oh! Yeah, good call. I still have to fly back, mind you. But that's okay. Taxi works when AFK. Perfect. Alright. Well, I'm going to start the 4 jumps over there. And then... Whoa. Where are we going here, buddy? Chill out. And then we'll transfer the ships over. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll transfer the Mandalay over there now. So I'll fly there now in the Caspian. I'll transfer the Mandalay, and then I'll taxi back to Shinrarta because we'll still have to run the test on the DBX. And then I think the DBX is a pretty capable jumping ship, so it shouldn't be too hard to bring up. I mean, I'm assuming the DBX wins. I don't know. It might be the Cobra. I'll transfer the Cobra Mark V. Actually, hold on. Is it going to be the Cobra Mark V? I don't know if the DBX will win, but between the Cobra and the Sidewinder... okay, well, we'll have to look at this for a second. Okay, hold on a sec. Stop. Stop. Let's take a look. Who actually is the winner between the Cobra and the Sidewinder? They both have a 5 landing. They both had perfect landings on 1G. 1.5, the Cobra took damage, and the Sidewinder, I want to say 100%, it did not. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. I'll have to go back and just double check on that. Make sure that that's not 100% damage or 100% hull. I think it means it didn't take any damage. 2.87, 23% and 38%. So the Mark V took more damage. Terrain boost, the Mark V took more damage. Visibility's better in the Mark V. The heat management's better in the Mark V. The handling was worse on the Mark V than the Sidewinder. Obviously, it's a Tiny, tiny little ship. So yeah, it's kind of a tough call here. I mean, if we had to say Sidewinder or Cobra for exploration, who won? I almost want to say that. I mean, unless this is wrong and this was a death on 1.5, which I don't think it was. I think that meant it was at 100% hull, and this one went down to 32% hull. I think that's what that is. I'll double check these. But unless that's completely wrong, I almost feel like the Sidewinder won this one. What do you guys think? Is the Sidewinder the winner here? Because that's going to really change whether or not it's DBX or Sidewinder. I'll transfer them both over in any case. It is, right? The Sidewinder. I mean, of all the ships in the game, the Sidewinder. Sidewinder is a very versatile ship. Damn. That little guy just do just about anything. Not a bad ship at all. I'll transfer them both. I'll transfer the Sidewinder and the Cobra. Then we'll do the DBX, because I don't know which one's going to be the winner. Maybe once we test the DBX just jumps out and it's like, hey, look at me. I'm awesome. Right? That's possible. You never know. You never know. It's probably the ship people spend the least time in. I think you could be onto something there, Bob. I mean, you get your Sidewinder, and you quite literally replace it the first opportunity you can, right? And it doesn't take that long either. But, I mean, still. I never used a Sidewinder for, like, anything, really. I used a hauler, tons. The hauler was like my get-around ship. Every time I wanted to go somewhere, I would just jump in a hauler. I have haulers all over the place. I can't even tell you on my alt account how many haulers I have. Probably have like 3 in every single station, right? Hang on a second here. Can I remap this jump? Sidewinder jump is very short, I know. I'd love to be able to get here faster. No, it's still 3 jumps. I guess that's the best we can do. Alright. Sidewinder jump is short. I mean, aside from being a tough little agile ship, what would we say the Sidewinder is best at doing, right? If it had jump compared to Asp, you would use it exclusively. Interesting. That's a bold statement, Space Clips. That is a very bold statement. I mean, I'm not bashing the Sidewinder. It's obviously stood up to the test. It held its own. But use it exclusively? Your combat capabilities may be a little bit limited. Kind of reminds me of when I started playing EVE Online. That took a while. I was like building up my ships, or my skills, so that I could fly bigger ships. And of course, you know, this is many, many, many years ago. And then I joined into one of the big corporations. And I wanted to try some PvP. And they told me, like, I don't remember what the name of the ship was, but they're like basically told me to get into the smallest little ship. And I was like, okay, how is that going to work in PvP? They're like, well, you're a tackler. And I was like, what the hell is a tackler? By the way, before I say it, who knows what a tackler in EVE Online is? No Google cheating. Only say if you know. Yeah, I remember you said that, I think, before RC Airnet. Sidewinder to Saj, that's awesome, man. 1,000 jumps. No idea, Space Clips? Does anyone know what a tackler was? Yeah, of course you do. No idea? Okay, we got some people who know. Well, I wanted to participate in PvP, and I thought I'd gotten myself up to at least kind of like medium ship status in terms of my skills. Obviously, I was nowhere near some of the guys who'd been playing, like, you know, full time into EVE, and EVE had been out for a while before I had actually started playing, so there were tons of guys already in, like, huge ships. Tackler is where you take your tiny little ship, and when you get into a PvP engagement, your ship is equipped to be super fast, and it has, I don't remember what exactly it's called on it, but you basically just, it doesn't really have any weapons. You just put the thing on it that stops the other ships from being able to jump out. And you fly over to them as fast as you can, and you orbit them as fast as you can, and because you're small and you're orbiting really fast, it makes their weapons hard to target you, and you just tackle them. You hold them in place so that the big ships can slowly catch up and get in range of their weapons, and then blast them and destroy them, and then you get the loot. Well, I was a tackler in a huge, probably the biggest space combat PvP event I'd ever seen in my life. I mean, I literally had like 1 frame a second. It was so awful. But I did my job. I targeted the ship they told me. I hit warp. I warped over there. I had like a 5 kilometer or 3 kilometer orbit. I had turned on my thing, and then my entire game froze. I don't know if I was useful. When my game unfroze, I was in a pod and I was dead. But we won. We won the battle. Yeah, you're basically like a torpedo. Scrambler. Thank you, sir. And yes, it's called a scrambler. So you have your warp scrambler, and then you just hope and pray they don't hit you. It's pretty funny. You're completely useless in combat. You're not doing any damage. Your sole job, it's like you're like the little kid that runs up and just grabs onto the leg of the adult and just holds on and like, I'm not letting go, I'm not letting go, and you're dragging them through the house like, get off my foot. You're just like a pesky little mosquito. And yeah, so that was my first role in PvP. Which I honestly, I didn't feel too bad, because when I did die, I didn't really lose anything. But yeah, that was it. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and land here at Baker Terminal. I will summon my other ships through magic, and then next week we will continue with a DBX test, and then we will put the final 3 ships to the ultimate 6G Achenar 3 test. So I think that's where we call it. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining in. Really appreciate you spending your afternoon or evenings with me, as always. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe and come on back every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for 3 or 4 hours of real ridiculous stuff. Eventually we'll get back into exploration, and we'll be back out in the black exploring for new things out there. In the meantime, have a wonderful end of your day, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next week at the same time. This is Commander Josh Hawkins signing off.